How to write a text-dependent analysis with Lemonade the Musical by Paul Ancamparo. Analysis is the detailed examination of the elements or structure of text by breaking it into its component parts to uncover interrelationships in order to draw a conclusion. The student identifies two important components of the text, examines their interrelationships closely, and makes a conclusion, often about the author's message. It looks like this symbolically. Today's prompt. Authors often use the plot as a way to develop or change a character. Write an essay analyzing how the author uses the plot to develop the character Michael in his story, Lemonade the Musical. Use evidence from the text to support your answer. One of the elements that's taken out of the text is the plot. The other element is Michael's character, or rather, how his character changes. The prompt asks for a detailed examination of these two elements to uncover interrelationships. How does one affect the other? Then, the student must use those ideas to draw a conclusion about the text. Usually, the conclusion is related to the message or theme of the story. The assignment begins with close reading. Close reading examines what the author says, how the author says it, and why the author says it. Often this is done with 3 separate reads, each with a different purpose. The importance lies with defining a purpose before the read. Remember, you see what you look for. Students take notes as they read. Here's one example of what this could look like. First read. What does the author say? What's the gist? Second read. How does the author say it? Identify the author's craft. Complete a table of the story elements. Third read. Why does the author say it? Look for symbols, associations, interrelationships, and conclusions. Identify a theme. It's important to take time after each of the reads to share students' notes. Studies show that collaborative discussions where students orally identify the literary elements and produce a visible product, like a notebook, better enable students to describe the author's content and infer the author's message. Here are some group sharing ideas. Now the student goes back and rereads the prompt. Write an essay analyzing how the plot develops the character Michael. What are the interrelationships between the events in the plot and Michael's changing character? The prompt wants a detailed examination of these two elements to uncover how one affects the other. Then the student must use those ideas to draw a conclusion about the text. Begin by gathering the ideas and evidence from your notes and assemble them in one document. This makes it easier to identify the interrelationships between the two component parts. A younger writer will organize their essay as separate big idea paragraphs, joined together with transition words. Each paragraph will identify the plot element and coordinate it with Michael's character trait. The writer will explain why the author describes Michael this way and any writing craft techniques involved. It could look like this. The older writer will organize the essay as a series of beats. The first beat will present the plot elements necessary for the analysis. The second beat explains Michael's changing character over the course of the story and relates it to those plot elements. The writer will explain how and why the author made these choices. The third beat talks about the writer's craft, the choices made by the author. The older writer's essay has ideas that grow in complexity, creating an intellectual rhythm that varies. It could look like this. Good job.